Nothing is perfect in this life, and tennis definitely isn't even close to being perfect, which means that there is huge room for improvement, and it's the same that irritates and ruins the viewing experience for everyone, and it's excessive grunting. There are many players that are guilty of doing that. Yes, I am talking to you, Aryna Sabalenka, and you, Martina Trevisan, and definitely you, Lorenzo Sonego. I don't want to spend too much time on naming all the ones who are guilty, but they will pay for their sins when the hindrance rule will be modified in a way how I like it. Because if in a sport where saying sorry to an opponent for hitting him during the rally is considered hindrance, or any movement from the crowd before the serve is something that players can't play through, then I have no idea how screaming at the top of your lungs for 5 seconds after the shot is considered acceptable. So my suggestion would be either to get rid of the hindrance rule and let players talk trash to each other even during the point, or consider every grunt hindrance if it is still continuing when the ball has already bounced on the opponent's side. Of course, at the start there will be many who will complain about the rule change, but I don't think that with time getting accustomed to this rule would be something difficult. The next suggested rule change could be the one that will cause the most disagreements in the comment section, but I think that on-court coaching should be allowed. And before you start reminding me that tennis is an individual sport for a reason, just let me explain. We can agree that coaching happens, right? And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of coaches using sleazy tactics to reach their players, and I'm tired of coaches throwing up gang signs just to explain what they should do to beat their opponents. I think coaching during the match should be a bit more regulated, so I would propose doing something similar to what already has been done on the WTA circuit. Let coaches consult their athletes during the changeover if it's needed. That way they'll have more time to discuss what's happening on the court between each other, which will mean that on-court coaching will actually be more useful. But if they were to continue coaching while they are in the stands, that it should be penalized a lot harsher than it has been right now. And if the rule ever gets implemented, then as a bonus, camera crews won't have a reason to show Tsitsipas' dad or Goran Ivanišević 100 times during the match. So I think many people will be in favor of making this rule permanent just for that reason alone. And speaking of something that pisses me off, I hate when players are not ready to receive the opponent's serve for no reason other than to interrupt their opponent's service motion. Like, how do players actually get away with such antics during the important points? How can a server get a time violation penalty for going a measly second over the shot clock, but receivers can stand with their rackets up for 5 seconds at least and get no penalty? If the server is ready to serve, in reasonable time of course, then receiver should be ready. And if he is not, then he shouldn't cry when he eventually allows an ace and sees a ball flying right past him. Because in my opinion, this is just a dirty tactic that respectful players like Rafael Nadal and Iga Swiatek use. And they do that just to shift the momentum to their side without looking like bad guys. But I'm not as gullible as others are. I can see right through you all. So if a player isn't ready to receive, then either allow the opponent serve either way, or penalize the receiver in a similar way as they penalize servers when they go over the shot clock. And you know what? As a minor tweak to the rules, I would allow swearing altogether. Obviously, if it goes overboard, then give the player the code violation, but a little, rare swear word hasn't hurt anyone ever. I don't think there actually is a sport in which swearing is not allowed, so I don't get why it is prohibited in tennis. Let players express their emotions, let them say what they feel like saying, let them be real people. And if your comeback to this is that kids shouldn't hear such language, then Michael Jordan has words for you. And now we've come to the most important, most necessary and the most obvious rule change that should happen immediately, and is the introduction of the video assistant referee. Football, hockey, basketball and other sports already use VAR, with mixed results admittedly, but that happens in before mentioned sports because the rules are not so black and white as it is in tennis. I understand that many tennis YouTube channels will be rendered useless if VAR gets implemented, but the sport would benefit from that so much. Not sure whether it was a double bounce? Check it on a replay. Are you not sure that the player challenged the call in time? Ask VAR to check that. Is there a difference of opinions between the player and the umpire? Call the supervisor to defuse the situation after he has figured out what happened on a replay. At times it feels like tennis is still in stone ages. I wish some people would stop acting like it's 1930s and start evolving with time. Do you have any rule changes in mind that you would like to share? Comment it down below. Check out the suggested video to find out my thoughts on the Netflix series Breakpoint. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, but until next time, take it easy, my friend.